All right, shalom, shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I want to start off this lesson by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem,
Hashem,
Hashem, Hakadash. All right, and double honor to the apostles and the also great millstone who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. All right, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect that also pushed this word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, starting with the 144,000. And as well as you little mountain sisters that believe, peace and mercy to you and your household. Oh, give me 1 second. Just gotta send this link to the brother. Give me a second. Okay. All right. So as you see here, this is going to be an open forum and more of a exhortation type lesson. All right, concerning the Straits. Okay, as you see the title here, it says Straits before salvation. So real quick before we get into, and this topic came to me by reading 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter. So before we get into that chapter, I'm just going to pull up the word Straits. Oh, I got Brother Joy. Shalom.
Shalom.
Okay. So Straits. So we got here. Should make sure this is the right. This is the right spelling, right? Hold on.
Yeah, T-R-A-I-T. S-T-R-A-I-T.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it. S-T-A.
S-T-R-A-I-T. Mm-hmm.
Oh, S-T-R-A-I-T. Straight. Yeah, there we go. So straight, right? In that etymology here. And the word here in etymology, it says straight, mid-14th century, narrow, confined space or place, especially narrow pass or passage between hills. Let's see. What else do we give? Narrow part, pass, defile, passage of water. Straight. So it's basically a narrow passage. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And shalom. Right. It's narrow, not wide, tightly, closely fitting, strict, exacting, stern, right? And this is basically, these are the attitudes that Yahweh Shem Shai has towards the hopeful elect. All right, and this is the attitude that the hopeful elect, the mindset that the hopeful elect have to put on, right? It's a stern mentality because what we're coming into, see, it's sweet to hear about salvation and having perfect bodies, never going off, and all that in the sorts, but we have to remind ourselves of the straight gate that we have to pass through to get to that salvation. Okay, and that starts as soon as the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, and His Son open up your mind to the truth. Mm-hmm. All right. So it says straight, exacting, stern, bind or draw tight. Okay, so now from here, let's go to 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter.
Did you just for the record, I know
Yep.
that you read the first part of
Yep.
excuse me, the noun, but I don't know if you I can't know I don't know if you read the last part of it in regards to the word straight as a noun, because it says there, it says there pretty much, and it just says it another way. For
Mm.
those that are at home, it says a sense
Yeah,
of
go ahead.
difficulty, plight, sense of difficulty, the straight way. That's what it says there in the noun. I don't know if you read that part.
No, I didn't read that part. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says often in plural straits, a sense of difficulty, plight, right? And then it says, for straight and narrow, conventional or wisely limited way of life. And then it says, see straight. So everything that was said is exactly what it means here, what I just read. But I just was just reading that for those that are at home, because we know that the straight way is a difficult way of life, right? And the Lord is the one that's going to guide the elect through there, the hopeful elect.
All
Yeah.
right.
So that was just the point. Sense of difficulty and plight. That's all I wanted to read. Yep.
Okay.
So, okay. Now, so going into Second Ezra, the 7th chapter, I'm gonna get it in the Good News translation. All right. So it says here, chapter 1 or chapter 7, verse 1. When I had finished speaking, the same angel. It says, when I had finished speaking, the same angel that had been sent to me on the earlier nights appeared again. He said,
Mm.
Ezra, and listen to what I have come to tell you.
Hmm.
Go ahead, sir, I said, and he continued. Picture in your mind a broad, immense sea spreading over a vast area, but with a entrance no wider than a river. Right? And funny enough, I heard this quote this morning about how when you think about all these, you think about seas, like a big sea. You know, every big sea, comes from starts from a small river. You know, there's always some narrow path or some narrow entrance into that river or into that sea. It says here, no one who wishes to enter that sea, whether to visit it or control it, can reach its broad expanse of water without passing through the narrow entrance.
Well, you read from King James?
No. This is a Good News translation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I know. It says, verse 6, or take another example. Picture a city built on a plain. The city is full of all kinds of good things, and that's the kingdom of heaven, right? As well as the sea that the angel is telling Esdras about. That's also likened to the kingdom of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
It says, but as you see the theme, as we read, is going to be a narrow or a straight path that leads to a broad way. And that broad way is the kingdom of heaven. So it says, verse 7, but the entrance to it is narrow and steep, with fire on one side and deep water on the other. Okay. And we know that represents the trials and tribulations that we're going to go through to get into the kingdom. But also those trials and tribulations are also our purification process, right? We're in a purification process as soon as the Heavenly Father and His Son revealed His truth to us and open up our minds to receive, all right, His word, His understanding. We enter into a purification process. John said, he that comes after me is better than I, and he will baptize you with the Spirit and with fire. Okay, and that's talking about the energy, the force, the knowledge, and understanding that comes from the Bible when you are reading it and teaching it in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai, Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai, because those two names are the key to getting the understanding of the Bible, the proper understanding in the Bible.
Brother, that's a good point.
Yeah.
As it pertains to a cleansing, we know that the elect of the whole world was Noah and his family, right? Is the wife and his 3 sons and their wives, and it was by way of water that what the Most High used as a cleansing agent, right? And only left the aforementioned to cross over. Now in this new, the elect on this side is going to be pulled from the fire,
Right.
like the cleansing agent is going to be a fire. So you mentioned those 2 cleansing agents. One in the old world was by water, right, and this one is going to be by fire.
That's right. That's right. God. That's right. Verse 8 says, "Then the one path between the fire and the water is so narrow that only one person at a time may walk on it." Right? And pursuing to the point that Kazak brought up, funny enough, when you look at that old world, the Lord destroyed by water, and it says here that this one path that leads to the broad, that's between the fire and water, is so narrow that only one person at a time may walk on it. And back in that time, in that world, it was only 8 souls that were delivered from the flood. Right, representing and showing you how straight and how narrow the path is to salvation. Okay, and on this side, it's going to be a small remnant as well.
Got a precept for you.
Khan.
Philippians 2, as it pertains, basically, a brother can't save a brother. He can tell a brother if he's going off, and by way of maybe a strong exhortation and a strong rebuke.
Yeah.
And depending on who that brother is, he might accept it as counsel, a sound counsel, or choose to reject it and be that proud individual. And, but no brother can't save anybody. Everybody is there, basically working on their own salvation, as is mentioned in Philippians 2 and 12.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Philippians, right out?
Philippians, Philippians 2, verse 12.
Okay, brothers, I gotta go. They gave me a call here, so next time. All right, shalom, brothers. Yeah, shalom.
Shalom.
So Philippians 2 and 12, it says, "My beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence."
That beloved there is not just by mere chance, right? Because we know that translate to the house of David, right? So the Most High is speaking to a specific group of people. So we know the Bible is not just some words thrown together. It's whatever word falls where it may. It's actually very meticulously outlined in detail. Brought to pick up on little words. So it says, "My beloved. Wherefore, you house of David," is talking to. It's like a brother can read.
No, you're right. That's a good point. It says, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed."
Right there, obeyed. We know 2/3 don't obey. It's something. So if somebody want that doesn't mean that. Say, show me where quote black is obeying the Most High, right? Show me Nipsey Hussle, if he's an Israelite, what have he done for the Most High?
That's right.
Okay, so it's from our apostles, our elders, and our bishops on down, right? This is how we show reverence to Heavenly Father through His Son.
Okay? That's right. As ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence.
So it matters when the Lord's not around, right? Your good works, it doesn't show much about your personality when a person who's overbearing is there. It shows the person you are when the person's not there, and you're doing as you were told, as if the person was there.
Right.
So this is what the Lord is grading us on. How are you when I wasn't around? Right? How was your behavior? You know, were you glorifying me? Right? Were you showing me through your works? Right?
Yeah. And you know what, brother, to add to what you're saying too, like with what's coming down the pipe in terms of Jacob's trouble, man, like our relationship with Yahweh Shai has to be so tight and so tight. Yeah. Feel like he's with you at every moment. Like he's watching you every time you're doing something, you know? But now, much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
So the word there is your own. That's why I want to bring up that word, your own. So that's why it's speaking of in 2 7, right? Like the fire on this side, fire on that side, only one man can pass through. Right? You're on your own. Right? You know, you're giving guidance. You're not like on your own, like trying to figure stuff out, but you got a doctrine that you have to adhere by. Right, and yes, you do your research. You don't say, yeah, that's what it is because so and so said it. You do your research, right? But I trust and I believe that this doctrine is a doctrine that's going to lead me to that path of straightness that goes off into the Broadway. Right?
That's right.
I believe that.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, brother.
You got to own it. Through the spirit. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 8 now. It says, the one path between the fire and water is narrow, that only one person at a time may walk on it. If anyone inherits this city, he cannot take possession of his inheritance without passing through this dangerous entrance. Right, and Yahweh Shah told us the same thing, right? I'm gonna get that real quick in different words.
You go in Matthew 7? I don't know if you're going there.
No, not that one.
No, yeah, don't worry. Go ahead, do your thing, brother.
Just gotta pull it up here. Okay, cool. I'm going to Luke chapter 14 and verse 27. So Luke 14 and 27, and it reads, let me start at 25. And you see the title here, it says discipleship tested, right? And remember, you get the word discipline from disciple. So your discipline is going to be tested in Jacob's trouble. Right? How disciplined are you to the ministry of Yahweh Shem Shai? All right. So it says here, Luke 14 and 25, and there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, funny, as you see, it says there went a great multitude. Right? It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father, mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Now, why do you think Yahushua did that, man? Yahushua was a very shrewd type of man, right? He saw a great multitude, and then he turned around and said this statement. You know that sifted out many people, right? Just like when he said, this is my flesh, this food is my flesh, and this drink is my blood. That sifted out many men, right? And so it says here, also, I gotta add, when Yahushua is saying, if any man come to me and hate not his father and his mother and his wife and his children, brother and sister, yea, and his own life, also he cannot be my disciple. That means, above all, our integrity has to stand upon the truth, right? Upon this ministry and upon this understanding that we have, right? We can't compromise our faith, compromise this understanding we have, or this truth for anything, especially not for Esau, Edom, and this system, man. Because Yahushua also said, he that saves his life will lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake, for my name's sake, will find it. Verse 27, it says, and whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Yeah, so that cross represents your own lot of burden in this ministry, man. Every man, we all have, and woman, we all have our own lot of burden that we have to endure through Jacob's trouble, all right, in the hopes of getting us into salvation, getting us into those chariots. Because really, salvation starts when you're in the chariots. And really, it started with this word, actually, I should say. It started with this truth, this understanding. But only the elect are going to make it in them chariots.
Yeah, that cross also goes into walking that narrow.
Yeah. You're
narrow.
Your burden of your lot of burden.
That's right. Yeah, that's why I was mentioning Matthew 7 and 13, but you don't have to go there yet. You might not want to go there yet, but it just simply, he said it that way as well, right? Enter into the straight and narrow. 7 and 13, yeah. Go ahead.
This is going back, 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 10. It says, that is right, sir. I said, that is right, sir. I said, that is how it is with the people of Israel. He added, I made this world for their sake. But when Adam broke my commandments, the world came under my judgment.
So that's the Hawashai. You know, the angel that's speaking to Ezra is actually Hawashai. And you prove that by going to the book of John. John 1.
Okay.
And jump down. John. It says, all things were made by him for him. You know, that's a precept there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's John 1. I can start 1.
John, 1 3. Yeah, go ahead. It's at 3 though.
Con. Oh, I got a brother joining here. Oh, okay. So John 1 and 1, and it reads, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahweh, and the Word, I'll read it verbatim. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
And then can go back to where you were now.
God. And it says, that's right, sir. I said, that is how it is with the people of Israel, he added. I made this world for their sake, but Adam broke my commandments. That the world broke my commandments. The world came under my judgment.
That's right.
Yep, that's right. And that's, again, that's even though it's something that that's a simple thing for us and we believe it, it's still a deep thing for a lot of Israelites. To understand that Adam was Hawashai, man.
Look at you with the mouth open.
Yeah. That's right.
That's right. You just say Adam's Hawashai?
Yeah.
Complete bug out. Yeah. That's how we know that this thing is only for the elect, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and also that world that it's speaking about. That's the Israelite world. Okay. So that'll drive them crazy. They can't understand it. They think it's for the whole world. But no, it tells you in the 6th chapter, excuse me for saying it, but I have to go there. The 6th chapter of this same book, it tells you unto Abram, Isaac, and Jacob. That's who he was speaking to. He was speaking to a specific world that he has created, the apple of his eye. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, brother. Go ahead. Yeah.
You know, the precept for the vision is for an appointed time.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the visions The appointed time for this to come out. You know?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like a lot of Israelites don't understand that we're living out the scriptures. It's not just a book full of stories, you know, for our entertainment. We're actually living out what we're reading. You know? Verse 12, it says, "Then the entrances into this world were made narrow and difficult to travel. They were rough, dangerous, and few in number. Many are called, but few are chosen." It says, "But the entrances to the great world to come are wide and safe and lead to immortality."
That's right. So hold on, brother. Okay, sorry, man.
Yeah,
just gonna jump to 8 and 11. So the same book you're in, 2 8 and 11. Right. So see what the promise is. Right? This just answers itself, man. 8 and 1. So it's like 8 and 1. 8 and 1. It's like it. 8
and 1.
8 and 1.
Yeah. I'll read it.
2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1, and it reads, "And he answered me, saying, The Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few."
That's right. The immortality is for a few.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
And for everybody, man.
That's right, man. That's right.
So, which is why it's imperative to do this work and consider that blessing upon blessings that you understand this. Right, and you don't. Right. So people think, you know, you're crazy for doing what you're doing. To go out week in, week out, you know, updating your videos. You want to understand, like, come to bed, or you gotta do this. And listen, I do my videos. You know, you want to leave, you can leave. I'm doing this. Right? Okay, remember, they're set up to be like a thorn in your side. Sometimes, you know, they're that thorn. Right? So you got the Lord's work first, and it ain't easy. The instinct is gonna be easy,
right?
You know,
that's why it's called a test. You know, a test. And okay, so going back, it's the 2nd Ezra 7:14. "Everyone who lives must walk the narrow and meaningless ways of this world."
And we know that doesn't mean that you're breathing. You know, you're either breathing, you know, in the McDonald's line, you know, ordering a rib sandwich. Right. Living means that you've gotten the truth. And you're quickened. So if you're quickened, this is the way you must live. This is the way you must walk. Right? This way you got to be in the spirit. Right? You leave that old man, that carnal way, man. Right? And just move in the spirit. Right?
I got a quick precept here. I'll just pull it up here. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, because it said that we all have to go through the straight and wait real quick. I'll read it again. It says, "Everyone who lives must walk the narrow and meaningless ways of this world in order to receive the blessings stored up in the world to come." And remember, Solomon said this for a reason. We know exactly, man. And that's it's a beautiful thing because it just narrows the mindset. Narrows it right down to the kingdom. Like, yeah, when you spend enough time with Yahweh Shema Shai on your walk in your lot, you come to understand that this environment and the society that we are living in is meaningless. There's nothing for us here. There's absolutely nothing for us here. And we're getting ready to really live that out and truly understand what that means, because we're coming to a time where we're going to be completely cut off from this system, man. Completely cut off. Like right now, to say the least, I guess, we're kind of like still on the tip. You know, we're still being nourished. We're still being nourished. Everything's going to be how about Shema Shai, but we're still being nourished by this system. So, you know, the Lord is going to completely separate us from this system And now we're gonna have to walk just with Yahweh Shem El Shai as if we were in the system before, but now we're not in the system. So you're gonna be out. We're gonna be out there, man. And that's gonna be the beautiful thing, because that's when divine intervention happens, man. So it says here, Ecclesiastes 1:14. I have seen all the work, right, that are done under the sun. All right, and this is we're getting this from the best source, right? Because Solomon had everything. He experienced all women. He experienced all kinds of religions, all kinds of manners of works. He even gave himself to everything to see, what was the point of life, basically. And it says here, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. And that's key, man. That's the only men, or the only people that are going to be vexed in this society are the ones with the spirit of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Right? Because the majority of Israel right now, they're not vexed with you got people who are vexed with the society, but at the same time, they're still with the society. They're not really that vexed. They're still leading upon Esau, especially our people. All right, so going back, 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 14 again, it says, everyone who lives must walk the narrow and meaningless ways of this world in order to receive the blessings stored up in the world to come. So Ezra, why are you upset and disturbed by the thoughts that you are mortal and must die? It says, verse 16, why don't you think about the age to come rather than the present age? Right?
So you just read it in 11, 8:1, it keeps in 11, right?
Yeah.
That the world is made of few to come. So I said, what is for? Because like we're subject to payments, taxes, women move over you. You know what I mean? Like think about a cookie, like a regular way called chocolate chip cookie. All those ingredients are discussed, right? There's meetings. I'm saying we're gonna put this in it and this in it, and in the form of a cookie. I'm going to sell it to them to destroy them, like your gut microbiome. Like the stuff you're eating messes you up. And there's meetings, but the ingredients of the food we're eating. So why worry about this for? This is wickedness, man.
Yeah. And that's why it's about this mindset, man. You really have to detach from the society mentally. Everything here is the scriptures told us that the fashion of this world passes away. And we're watching it pass away right before our eyes. Real quick, back up what you're saying, Kazak. This is Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
I got one for you. You have to go there. I'll read it. Don't go there. I'll go there. Micah 2:10, it reads, arise ye and depart. And that's speaking to the Israelite men, first and foremost, of the elect. For this is not your rest, and this is this world, right? Because it is polluted. It will destroy you even with a sword destruction. Okay? So that's good admonition, man. That's good exhortation to like abide by, right? And this is the Lord speaking to you. Say, don't worry about it, man. Worry about what's to come. Right?
Yeah, and it's funny because what people should notice is that the more you detach from the society, the more faith you're going to have.
That's right.
And that's what makes that's ultimately what brings us very close to Yahweh Shem El Shai. It's the faith and the fear.
James 4:8 says, draw close to Yahweh and he'll draw close to you.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I have a quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Isaiah 10, verse 20.
You're good.
Yep. And it reads, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such are escaped of the house of Jacob, right? And that's going into the beginning with the elect, right, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, right? And that's going into us not relying on Esau no more, man. You know, stepping out on faith, 100% faith. Because the time going to come where it's strictly faith. It's going to be anarchy out here, chaos, and it's just going to be our faith alone on the Lord.
Yeah, faith and wisdom.
Right.
God.
But shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. Right. That's it on that.
Beautiful.
Yep.
That's right.
So going back, 2 Ezra 7-16. Why don't you think about the age to come rather than the present age? So he was telling Ezra to focus on the kingdom, right? I answered, Lord and Master, in your law you said that the righteous would receive all these blessings, and yet when you go through Ezra, man, he had a lot of questions.
No way.
Yo, exactly, man, exactly. You know, like in that time, Ezra, like reading Ezra is very comforting because it just like reminds you of yourself. You know, like Ezra was just living up. He didn't know his life was going to be prophecy, and you know, and a lesson, and for the hopeful elect in the future. You know, we're reading this story now. And we're reading it from the beginning, knowing that Ezra was going to have to go through everything he went through. But at the time, he didn't know that. He was just going through it. You know? So it says, would receive, slack it. And I answered, Lord and Master, in your law, you said that the righteous would receive all the blessings, but that the wicked would perish. The righteous then can endure all the difficulties of this narrow way, because they look forward to the broad and open life of the future. But the wicked must pass through the narrow way without any hope of seeing the broad and open life, man.
So the destruction. Go ahead.
Now, I'm just gonna say, man, it's really a blessing that, like, because basically we're all gonna go through this narrow path, but only few are gonna see the broad.
You have some people who are going to face the same tribulation, if not worse, than what we go through. Right. To their end, it's vain. Nothing. Because you have people right now saying, I ain't taking an MOTB, but based on what?
Right.
Against the government.
Right.
That's not enough, man. You know what I mean? Ain't chipping me.
Yeah.
I'm asking a business. Once you're done.
Khan, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. This is Romans 3:10. And it reads, as it is written, there is none righteous one. There is none that understand. There is none that seek after Yahweh. After Yahweh, they're going on to other idolatry in this place, right? Verse 12, they're all gone out of the way. They are together, become unprofitable. There is none that do good, no one. Their throat is open is an open sepulchre. With their tongues they have used deceit. The poison of apes is under their lips. You know, it goes into Esau and the lies that they keep coming back. You know, you just keep lies after lies and telling you to take the beetle juice, and the next one's coming, right?
Also, these brother. Also, these false teachers, man. These false teachers, man. Their teachings are likened to a sepulcher, and that's a grave for the dead.
And in 12, he said they're gone out of the way. And it's funny that we're talking about a way, you know, that leads to everlasting life, right? And they said they're all gone out of the way. They're gonna get burned by the fire there, right? Or drowned by the waters.
That's right. Verse 14, whose mouth is full of cursing and bitterness. Their feet are swift of shed of blood. Destruction and misery are in their ways. In the way of peace have they not known. There is no fear of God before their eyes. So most of these people don't fear the Heavenly Father.
That's right.
You know, they just take it as a joke. Like, you know,
That's right. And you know that's like the biggest. That's one of the biggest trick bags that the Most High has of the world in, because the scriptures say that two things. It says that He's long suffering, and then it also says that because sentence against an evil work isn't executed speedily, the thoughts of men are to continue in their iniquity. Roughly paraphrasing. You know, Most High is out here setting people up.
Yep. Yep.
Back to Second Ezra 7 and 19, and it reads, Angel replied, do you think you are a better judge than Yahweh? Do you think you are wiser than Yahweh the Most High? It is better to let many people of the present age perish than to allow. Oh, hey, and this is not even in the King James, so you Christians can't say anything about this. It says, it is better to let many people of this present age perish,
right,
than to allow them to neglect the law that Yahweh has given them. So what does that mean? That means the Most High is he's had enough.
Yep.
Simple as that, man. He's had enough with the bullshit and the wickedness.
That's right.
God is love.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're preaching hate.
No, man, these people have no idea, man. We
None.
have no idea. Verse 21, it says, Yahweh has given clear commandments to everyone coming into this world, starting with the Israelite man and woman.
Yeah, that word straight is there again, right? Because that's the key of what we're speaking about, right? Where you have one group on the narrow that is led of the Spirit, which is the hopeful elect. But the word there in the I'm reading it from as you're reading from the the New World, but the word there is straight commandment. So that goes back to that straight, narrow, and straight. Which is really going into the instruction of those that are led by way of the angel, like Ezra's. And there's a big difference there, right? Because they're led by that angel. Yep. Go ahead. The angel.
Is it spelled the same way?
I'm sorry?
Is it spelled the same way?
Yeah. Straight.
Yeah, straight. Yeah.
Beautiful. It says, Yahweh has given clear commandment, so straight commandment, to everyone coming into this world. Yeah, and we earlier looked at the word straight, and it also says stern. So these are stern commandments. Telling them what they should do to obtain life and to avoid punishment. But the wicked would not listen and refuse to obey him in their foolishness.
Beautiful. Yeah. Separation going on.
It says, they have made their own wicked and deceitful plans. They denied the existence of Yahweh Most High and refused to follow his ways. Right? So, you know, man, this destruction is not coming for no reason. Like, we're not just sitting up here, you know, talking shit. We're not just talking about destruction just for the sake of talking about destruction. This is happening because starting with Israel, the majority of Israel has been led into rebellion, right? Which is the sin of witchcraft.
Right.
Okay, so it says here, so you know, the moment you rebel, you're considered a witch or a warlock. Verse 24, they have rejected this law, refused to accept his promises, right? Because the thing is, when the Most High makes a promise, you have to have faith and you have to have patience. He's going to do it on his time. Look at us now, man. We are still, you know, we are still waiting upon the promises of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai that we're at the latter end of those. We're at the latter end of those promises being fulfilled. All right. So it says, disobeyed his decrees and failed to do what he commanded. That's the reason, Ezra, that there is emptiness for the empty and fullness for the full. Yeah. The Most High is pretty straightforward, man. It's black or white. So they that are set up for destruction as the wicked, they're going to be destroyed. All right, they that are set up for the righteousness and for salvation, they're going to be saved. There's nothing we can do about that, man. We're just here to teach the message the Most High has given. Verse 26, the time is coming when these signs will take place. The invincible city will appear, and the land that is now hidden will be seen. And remember, man, Jerusalem is a people before its place. Right? So the hopeful elect are like hidden in plain sight right now. Okay. What's that term? Incognito. Verse 27 says, everyone who survives the calamities I have predicted will also see wonderful things I will do. Yeah, man. The scriptures also talk about blessed are they that won't taste of death throughout the whole life, because some of us won't taste of death all the way up into the chariots, and some will. Verse 28, my son, the Messiah, will be revealed together with those with him. He will bring 400 years of happiness to all these survivors. And I was talking about Yahushua, because remember the time of Ezra is about 450, 500 years before Yahushua's appearance. And so it says, at the end of that time, my son the Messiah, and all human beings will die. Then the world will return to its original silence for 7 days. It will be.
I think in this thing it went off there.
Yeah, it did.
So we all died.
Yeah, I think it says here in humans, but in the King James real quick. What verse was that?
That's what 28 for my
28.
Yeah, 28.
And 28. Yeah.
It says, I'll read from 28.
Start up. Yeah, read back, brother. Go back up to 26, brother. Bring it together. Go ahead.
Okay.
From 26 down. Go ahead.
Behold, the time shall come that these tokens which I have told thee shall come to pass. Tokens are another word for signs. And bride shall appear, and she coming forth shall be seen, that now is withdrawn from the earth. And whosoever is delivered from the foresaid evils shall see my wonders. My son Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. After these years shall my son Yahushua die, and all men that have life. And that goes into the what's it called? The falling away. Right? When we fell away, and when you go into it, man, we fell away for like 1,000+ years, warring amongst each other. You had the Northern Tribe Artery over here. So it was a long time up until 1969. It was a long time that we were basically departed from the ministry that Yahushua had preached. Okay. Verse 30, it says, and the world shall be turned into the old silence 7 days, like as in the former judgment, so that no man shall remain. And after 7 days, the world that yet awakeneth not shall be raised up, and that shall die that is corrupt, and the earth shall restore those that are asleep in her. Who's that talking about? That's talking about the Great Awakening, and those that are asleep are the Israelites, starting with the hopeful elect. All right, and it says, and so shall the dust, and so shall the dust, those. Yeah, and so shall the thus those that dwell in silence and the secret places shall deliver those souls that were committed unto them. That the Most High shall appear upon the seat of judgment, and misery shall pass away, and the long suffering shall have an end. Khan.
Go back in the book, the other one, the other translation. This is King James.
Okay, Khan. So it says here, verse 31, it says after 31 says, after 7 days, this corrupt age will pass out of existence and new age will be awakened. Right? And we're in that new age right now. And it's the age of the truth. Right? Because that's what's happening. You're seeing the truth come out and it's making this devil bear, right? It's purifying the whole full elect all at the same time. The ground will give up the dead, so who sleep there in silence, and the souls of the dead will be raised from the place where they have been kept. Yahweh Most High, right? Because those prophets will be coming back in their stead. Okay, so all the prophets that we read about, in Yahushai's time and before Yahushai are back here again today in their stead prophesying. It says Yahweh Most High will appear on his judgment seat. Mercy and patience will vanish completely. And yeah, it's true. It's very true. It will vanish.
Put the beat and find them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It says, and be replaced by judgment. Truth and faithfulness will once again stand firm.
Yeah, man. You don't be seeking for no more truth anymore, digging this place and asking this question. It's be in your face, man. Be the opposite of what's happening now. All the shroud be lifted up, man.
Right.
Yep. That's right, man. Verse 35 says, the good and the bad that people have done will be fully revealed. And a reward and punishment will follow immediately. 1 hour. It says 1 hour is going to take for Babylon the Great. The pit of torment, the fires of hell, and these are conditions, man. Right? The pit is likened to a system, which a pit is a trap. Fires of hell, that is also a condition, a state of the mind, or a physical condition. While will appear and opposite them the paradise of joy and rest. Then Yahweh Most High will say to the nations that have been raised from the dead, look, I am the one whom you have denied and refused to serve. It is my commands that you have rejected. Look around you. There is joy and peace in one direction, fire and torment in the other. That's what he will say to them on Judgment Day. Judgment Day. So it's going to be, hey man, it's not going to be there's not going to be no gray areas in the kingdom of heaven. All right, it's going to be black and white, straightforward, man. Righteousness, and that's it. If you do this, this is the judgment. Right? No ifs, ands, and buts. It says, on Judgment Day, there will be no sun, moon, or stars, represents wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But it's also literal because the smoke that these missiles are gonna, the smoke of America is really gonna block out the sun and the moon and the stars, literally. So it's twofold.
Beautiful.
Right? No cloud, thunder. It says no or lightning, no wind, water, or air, no darkness, evening or morning, no summer, spring, or winter, no heat, frost, cold, no hail, rain, or dew, no or dawn, no daylight, brightness, or light. The only light will be the dazzling brightness of Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai Most High, making it possible for everyone to see.
So nothing's gonna matter that day, man. Nothing. You don't care if it's summer, spring. What time is it? You're gonna say hey, you're meeting the maker, man.
Right. Right.
Time gonna stand still. Nothing's
right.
gonna matter that day, man. All your money you saved up, your beautiful children, your house, nothing's gonna matter that day. Right?
Right, man. Yeah, because everything's going to be filled with righteousness and knowledge. Truth, man. The judgment will last 7 years. That's the arrangement I have made for Judgment Day. But a lot of you Christians read into, you don't even go into Apocrypha, but I know you see stuff like this and you're thinking about the rapture. The rapture's going to be for 7 years. And then we're going to get beamed up and all this. Like, hell no, man. We're not going to be here for the scriptures say it's going to be 1 hour that America's going to be destroyed. The bulk of the elect are going to have to be saved within a moment to get away from those missiles that are going to destroy 1 hour. Paul said, in a twinkling of the eye, in a moment. But I have revealed these things only to you. Then I said, Lord, I repeat what I said earlier. How fortunate are the people who can live now and obey your commands. See? And he's right, because it takes the Thawa and the Holy Spirit, which are synonymous with each other, to obey the Heavenly Father. But what about those for whom I have been praying? There is one in the present generation who has not sinned, one who has not broken your covenant. Now I understand that the world to come will bring joy to only a few, but torment to many. And that's true, man, because remember, we suffered hardcore slavery under every single nation. All right. And the hardest slavery was Esau Edom, with the captivity we're in right now. So guess what's going to happen in the kingdom? Right? These nations are going to be in slavery under us. And Esau is going to get the worst out of all these heathens. All right. So it says, verse 48, the evil impulse within us has grown, and it has led us away from Yahweh's way, brought us to ruin, put us on the way to death and destruction, and taken us far from life. It has destroyed not only a few, but almost everyone who was ever created. Listen to me, the angel said, and I will teach you further and correct your thinking, because only a few will be saved. Yahweh created 2 worlds instead of only one. As you say, only a few people are righteous, but there are large numbers of wicked people. But listen, if you had only a few precious stones, would you add lumps of lead and clay to them in order to have more? That's funny. Surely no one would do that. Sir, I answered. Take another illustration, he continued. The earth itself will give you an answer if you humbly ask it, whether it produces more gold, silver, copper, iron, lead, or clay. There is more silver than gold, more copper than silver, and more iron than copper, and more lead than iron, and more clay than lead. The angel's going in on him, man. He's going in on him, man. He's giving him he's dropping down wisdom just by by giving him illustrations of the earth. So judge for yourself which are more desirable and valuable, common things or rare things. Right? So that's a very beautiful thing, and we all have to internalize this, because the mindset that we have and the mindset that we're building is a rare thing. It's supposed to stand out, but it's also supposed to be hated of the world, because the world doesn't know Yahweh Shai. It's only us. It says, verse 58, I answered, Lord and Master, the common things are cheap. It is the rare things that are valuable. All right, he replied. So draw the logical conclusion. The person who has what is scarce has more reason to be pleased than the person who has what is plentiful. It's the same with the judgment that I have promised. I will be pleased with the few who will be saved, because they are honor me and make my name known. That's why it's all about the name, man. It's all about the name of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
We got a quick precept before we move on, brother.
Yeah,
Reputation.
2 Timothy 2:20-21, as it pertains to gold. Like, you know, he was giving a reference, you know, somewhere, you know, much more prevalent in this earth, right?
So this is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself.
2021. Yeah.
But in a great house, there are
great house is dealing with the earth, right? That's what the earth, you know, is going into the earth. You reading?
Time. But in a great house, there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor.
So that's what Yahweh Shai was breaking down for Ezra's, right? You know, right? So there's more dishonorable creatures than honorable creatures, right? So there's two worlds. And the following chapter, 8:1 says the world made for many, this one, but the one to come for a few.
A few.
Right? And the few is going to be the hopeful elect. And through the hopeful elect will bring forth, right, those who didn't make it on this side.
You're right.
Right. So the whole nation of Israel is going to be saved. Like you have other teachers teaching that God's for all Israel and all black people and all that stuff, which in a sense it's true, but not on this side.
Con. Beautiful. You want me to keep going, and that's it on that?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, con. And as well, this angel's actually Uriel.
Con.
Yeah, Uriel. But he's getting all his messages from Yahweh Shai. Verse 60, it says, right, it says, it is the same with the judgment that I have promised. I will be pleased with the few who will be saved, because they are the ones who now praise and honor me and make my name known. I will not be sad about the large number of people. I will not be sad about the large number of people who will be lost, because even now they last no longer than a vapor. Listen, man, it's nothing for the Most High to kill. He doesn't get flustered. It's not emotional for him. So that should really sink in. Like someone who can inflict danger, all right, without having any emotions interrupt his train of thought, should be terrifying to you.
Yeah.
Is it Hebrews 10:34 where it says it's a terrible thing to fall in the hand.
Yep.
Yep. Al-Ashadia, man. It says they disappear like fire and smoke. They catch fire, blaze up, and quickly go out. Then I said to the earth, look at what you have done when you gave birth to the rest of creation. You gave birth to reason. It would have been, oh shit. We're not going to read this whole thing, man. This is like 100 and some verse.
No. But you know what? In the King James version, it ends at 70.
70, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Interesting.
Yeah.
70.
See, that's why you got to watch out with these versions, man. Okay, so let's go back to King James.
The scripture I quoted is Hebrews 10:31, not 34.
All right. So I'll start from 65 here in the King James. It says here, or I'll start from 62. I answered and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful, in that he hath mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world, right? The mercy is really talking about the elect. It says, and upon those also that turned to his law, exactly. And that he is patient and long suffering those that have sinned as his creatures. And again, so the elect, man, we're going through a purification process. And that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needeth, and that is of great mercies, for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are present and that are past, and also to them which are to come. For if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world will not continue with them that inherit it. And he pardoneth, for if he did not so of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquity might be eased of them, the 10,000 parts of men should not remain living. A lot of people are going to die in Jacob's trouble, man. A lot of people. It says, and being judged, if he should not forgive them that are cursed, or that are cured, that are cured with his word, and put out the multitude of contentions. So the Most High, we're coming to a time where a lot of these false teachers and false leaders of these other various camps, the Most High is going to start putting heavy judgment on them, man. There's going to be a division, all right, between Israel, and the division is going to discern from who has the truth and who's the true worshipers of Yahweh Hashem Shai and who aren't.
Well, there is a division. It's not. They're going to be. There is a division.
Yeah, there is a division. Right. I'm just saying that there is going to be, because we're going to see people dead. We're going to see people dying. But yeah, you're right. Ultimately, there already is a division through this word. And it goes on, verse 70. Yeah, verse 70, it says, there should be very few left peradventure in innumerable multitude. Yep. So that's the
but it's still a great number. Even though it's on a third, it's still a great number, because it says innumerable, which means you can't count it, right? And the word peradventure just means perhaps. It's an older thing, perhaps.
Yep. So that's the chapter. I don't have any more precepts. I don't know if brothers have any other precepts or statements they want to bring out before we close up.
We got one precept.
All right, beautiful.
Because the brother mentioned, the brother mentioned, like, Christians think everyone is going to be saved, right? And that day, everyone's going to be saved no matter what. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and 15, and it reads, I have said before, and now do I speak, and I will speak, and also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them that we should be saved.
That's right.
That's right.
So the brother, because I quoted 2 Ezra 8 and 1, right?
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
So that was it, though.
Beautiful. All right. So with that, we're going to close up this lesson. Lord willing, this is edifying to the whole full elect, all right, of the nation of Israel. We're going to close up by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh. Hashem. All right. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and has taught us His word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy is the hopeful elect that also pushing His word in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth, starting with 144,000 as well as you little amount of sisters that believe. Peace and mercy to you and your house. All right, we're gonna, well, Lord willing, the next. All right, we're gonna say a ball.
Shalom to the full elect.
Shalom.